Skill set versus taste. Recognize that it's never going to be perfect. At your best, you are going to be able to create something that is 99.9% perfect. That final 1% does not exist within this reality because if it existed, if true perfection could be obtained, then there would be no use for evolution. There would be no use for the constant evolving species go through to evaluate and adapt their sensory perception tools in order to advance themselves on the hierarchy chain. There's a network and a topology that nature follows as well as humans. And when you understand that as a beginning artist, the hardest thing is to get over the fact that your skill set is not going to match the level of your taste. And because it's not going to match the level of your taste, it's going to be hard for you to release the art. And because you are going to be judgmental and you are going to be self-conscious of the art, what if it is not good enough? What if doesn't hold up to standards? What if it's not understood? Instead of just releasing it, you're going to preload the art such as, oh, well, it's not mixed yet. Well, I was mixing with one headphone because my dog ate the other half and I had to run I was running late for school, and so I was mixing in a rush. You got to do all this extra, right, to preload because you're lowering the expectations of the other person instead of just allowing them to have the experience for themselves. You are basically trying to control the experience for them, and that's a big mistake as a beginning artist, is that you would try and control the expectation of who you want the attention of. And that's where you can slip up, because if you are not putting that attention onto yourself and your growth, watching where you are in the hero's journey, you can get caught up into a lesson and get stuck in that loop cycle. Because within the giant cycle of the hero's journey is many cycles. So these many cycles are many loops. And in order to get out of these loops, you have to learn the lesson, adapt, and use your sensory perception tools to perceive your way out of a dark room until you find that light switch, until you hit that light switch and that realization moment comes online and you realize what it is or where it is that you are relative to space and time. So understand also that there's no such thing as the perfect moment. If you wait and say, well, I'll wait to drop next week, or I'll wait to draw next week, or I'll wait to cook next week, if you continue to wait, you're never going to do it. And here's why. We are creatures of habit, and humans are contradicting machines. We love to contradict ourselves. And so the fact that we contradict ourselves so much should be something that is just accepted and adapted around. Adapt around the fact that you are going to change your mind consistently. But understand that if you're constantly changing your mind, if you're constantly trying to create the best iteration, it'll never get done. It'll always have something to be improved upon. And that is the issue when it comes to art, is that you can only do it as best as what you can. You can do the best with what you have, and as long as you're doing the best with what you have, that's it. Beyond that, it is out of your control. As you increase the ability to translate the messages from the universe will increase your access to production. The production becomes larger because you have the capacity to direct larger amounts of energy, but it starts internally. Why would the universe give you a vast amount of energy if you can't even control the energy within your own body. There should not be anything within your body that you are not tapped and tuned into. If there are any diseases, ailments, anything that is holding you back or you perceive to hold you back in some way, what that is really doing is making you adapt. And the reason you are having to adapt is because by the time something manifests physically, by the time it gets out to the physical world, by the time the disease happens, is diagnosed, or is recognized, acknowledged, by the time the car accident happens and the specific body part is affected, let's say your leg is injured, there were signs and precursors that led up to that. You just happened to ignore them. Your body gave you signs and indications that it was going to lead up to this climactic moment. However, you continued to ignore them. And because you continued to ignore your body, guess what? The universe had to manifest an event where now you have no choice but to pay attention to that specific part of your body, but to adapt to this specific handicap, this specific ailment that is holding you back in some way, shape, or form, or what you perceive to hold you back in some way, shape, or form. Now you must go above and beyond because you didn't listen to your body. You didn't listen to the signs. The signs are always there, but they're subtle. They're gentle vibrations. They're gentle nudges. If you're trying to force your way through life, you will miss them because you have to sit still and listen to the subtleties of the universe. That's the only way that you can truly get the most information about yourself, which is necessary to complete your journey. You didn't come here to experience just suffering. You came to experience the full contrast of life. Therefore, you are entitled to joy, happiness, all the other things that are not negative. If you've had nothing but a negative life up until this point, as an artist trying to get your creation into this reality, understand that it is part of your journey and you should love every aspect of it. When you fail, congratulate yourself because you just earned another opportunity that the next person may not have. Because risk is something that not a lot of people are comfortable with. But as an artist, you have to become best friends with risk and understand and communicate with risk effectively so that you know, hey, this is what I stand to lose, but this is what I stand to gain. And if that value proposition is worth it for you, if that is something that will make you get up out of that bed, excited every morning to do what you do, then you know you are creating the right environment, the right reality for you. And because you are in the right reality, everything about the art will resonate and speak to the reality in which you have created. The art is a reflection of the lifestyle, the life, the documentation of. We translate as artists the universal vibrations that everybody is privy to. However, as artists, we have trained ourselves to notice the subtleties, the melodies that are floating in the air, pull them down, and turn them into tangible works of art, tangible things that people can see, touch, feel, and hear. This is the purpose of an artist, but you must release the expectations because nothing is ever going to be perfect. And once you release it and just ask yourself, did I take this message, this vibration, this energy, and did I communicate it effectively? At least 70%. If you can say that you have effectively communicated the message, at least 70%, then you need to congratulate yourself, because it is not easy. There are many limitations placed upon us within this reality that make it difficult to simply exist, much less exist as a dreamer in this reality. But you must not lose sight. My artists and my creators, my innovators, my people who wish to see the world change, who believe they can change the world. You must not give up because your skill set does not match your taste yet. Follow through and continue to evolve until you are at a level where your skill set matches the challenge. Then you know that you have obtained a level of mastery. Because once you get to that point to where no challenge can hold you back and you can get at least 70% of the way there, there's no limit to what you can create. Don't be so hard on yourself, and understand that you are already going above and beyond by trying to translate and share your truth. So have more compassion for yourself and trust the journey. Trust that your skill set is improving through every failure. Embrace the failures so that you can be embraced by the success. It will feel right because you will have tasted the other side, understood, and become one with the other side. And when you integrate that abundance, you will become truly whole because you will have experienced poverty, you will have experienced abundance, and you will have merged the two together to create a perfect harmony within your inner realm. As an artist and a creator, it's important to remember you hold the keys to your inner balance. You must honor your limits. If you need the rest, take the rest. Don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of creating just to create. Create when you are inspired. If you are not inspired, go seek inspiration. And it's as simple as that.